Hello everyone and welcome to our production of our YouTube video that we are continuing as we produce content. We are here to talk about the definition and the perspective of democracy. It's quite interesting. The new world order of what democracy is where we'll go to, so that you and the Republican National Convention can understand and get curious around even how the Republican Party is affected by this rhetoric of, it's called recreation. So you have a definition of democracy is more people, I'll just say it in like layman's terms, it's like the majority rules. However, that's not what's really going on here with this Democrat version of democracy. It's very comical to listen to anyone in the media ask questions like a moron, and they're clearly youthful in the form of 20s and 30-year-olds, never worked a real job in their life, don't care about anyone else. They don't care about delivering on the news either. So don't care about bringing real information to you as audience. You as audience like their personality, and so then you fall for it by trusting them. And then influencer likes the influence of attention, and so you agree to the behavior. And ultimately what it does is it destroys your life, because it won't matter to them if we hit a stock market crash, because they have all the money and the power. So we've got a group of people, which is a 1%. The 1% is controlling your mind. That would be the Democratic Party. They make it occur as if they're the 99% by swindling people. So the person who's viewing this 1% thinks they're speaking to them in a specific way, but they're actually speaking to them in a form of, I'm going to control you. So I'm going to control you disguised by kindness. That's what every influencer is out there doing right now. Let me give you what you want to hear. Let me give you a little bit of a kudos, like a 8th place trophy, and an instant of a like or a comment. And then let's fuel that kindness conversation that doesn't really exist, disguised by smiles and happiness. And then you're going to go on to tell us how you just got a brand new car. And then you're going to act like we're supposed to be excited for you because you're so nice to us. However, if you take a look at the grand scheme of it all, is you've never taught or done anything for anyone else except for look for the validation for yourself by doing whatever you want to do. And they call that democracy. That's one version of democracy. Then we have the new version of democracy in the form of, let's recreate the laws to make it sound this way. So, for example, that would be anything done to me or Donald Trump. So, for example, the perspective ability to shift guilty verdicts in a case against a watered down case, where the media then pushes their narrative against the man they don't want to win, because he will put a lid on people that need a lid. So it's like being in a box with no lid. But the reason we have the lid, which is law and order, is so people like Rachel Maddow don't do Hitler behavior. You do understand that Rachel Maddow speaks in conviction. It's like, I could compare it to, you have your parents, you have an image of who your parents are for you. And then you never let off of that image or brand of who your parents are, but your parent is a thief, a criminal, and he's in jail. or not in jail and belongs in jail. That would be Hunter Biden and how he views his father. So people need Liz to stop them from doing whatever they want. It's why we developed this law and order. It's why we separated ourselves from the kingdom of England. It's interesting to me. I could be standing in an audience and just ask the question, was he part of the Republican Party? And then instantly everyone thinks that he's Republican, even though he's not part of the Republican Party. It literally is a weapon that's being used against the Republican Party. So I could go into the Republican Party database, and I could put in the name, first and last name, with a new date, because the owner of the app wants attention. This is how corrupt all this shit is. And they can have spies in the organization too, so it's not necessarily the owner. This is how corruption works. And then you could just add his name in there with a date that looks like he did it before he died. Same way with the voting system. That's why democracy is at risk for the Democrats, because they're able to do these types of things. The problem is that you who think you're Democrats aren't being targeted yet. Right now, they're using you to get the attention and the glorification for themselves, to look a certain way for an audience, like they have fans and followers. However, every time they show Biden at a rally or event, they only show a small group of people because there's not really a whole lot of people there. It's like watching a man at a nursing home. And he's like, or not at a nursing home, going to a nursing home. It's like watching a man who used to be a senator, and you create a storyline for him that he became president, and he's podium teaching as if he's a president, ineffectively. It's really comical when you take a look at it. You should have really watched, and if you haven't watched it, the speech that he made last night, showing you how he wants unity, but doesn't respect his opponent. And he didn't really give two shits that somebody tried to kill Donald Trump, which tells you that he probably was involved. Every Democrat has been involved in the assassination, starting with William Burr, when him and Alexander Hamilton did a duel, and William Burr cheated and killed Alexander Hamilton. And that's how Democrats operate. They're lying and they're cheaters, and they have been since this country began. And then they've now enlisted demonic, low-life millennial and Gen Zs who went viral overnight on platforms and think their voice is more valuable for themselves. They don't work for anyone else. They don't assist anyone. Not one person out there who's putting makeup on their face is doing anything more than trying to look good. If you're washing your face and that's your gimmick, you're a piece of shit. If you're a face washer, a face massager, if you're a food shower, if you're a clothes shower, if you're a model shower, if you're a trip shower, if you are a sitting and showing where you're at shower, you are a piece of shit. That's a Democrat. That's democracy at risk, because they want you to want to watch that shit. They want you to put that shit on a pedestal so that you'll kill yourself in promoting that as if that's going to happen for you. And then there's certain little tricks to get there called strategy of looking good doing it. And so they'll pull out people of the worst of its kind and then tell you that you too can have what they have because they got it too. And if you can do it, if I can do it, you can do it too. If somebody else did it, then they can do it too. That kind of conversation. Always taking everything out of context based on who's your source. So Gary Vaynerchuk saying if somebody else did it, then you can too, is a source of information versus someone like Kim Kardashian said, if someone can do it, you can do it too. Source is important. Kim Kardashian didn't give two shits about anybody, just like every Democrat out there. Literally is what we hear out of AOC's mouth every time we turn around, which is, we've got to make sure we win the votes. Well, you haven't done anything while you're in office, but you as an audience only hear what? We've got to win the vote because we want to win. So the whole point is the conversation, our borders are open, and your youth, your children are saying that the migrants are more important than our settlers in this country. They said, we stole the land. That's what your kids are saying, that white men stole the land. That's what they're telling you. And you're going to believe your kid? No, the Indians gave up their land. They had opportunity to come along for the ride, and they chose not to. Atrocities of history are going on with your mouth yapping, pink code. See, the pink code people think that they're the elite of fighting for the weak. They're actually the abusers. That's another mindset of what needs to be put into the awareness game. They are abusing people. They're the abusers. They're the Gestapo. They're horrific. They call themselves humble. They are not humble at all. They are none of those things. They're living in a delusion land that our lives as Americans don't matter, and then they're Americans. I don't give a fuck about Palestine and the terrorist community out there. I don't give a shit about them. I care about my alliance with Israel. That's what I care about. I care that Palestine is abusing Israel's. I care about that, not that there's a genocide that's not even occurring. That's made up shit to fuel an audience so that a big-eyed bitch who's got money up her fucking wazoo can work with Hamas and overthrow this country. Meanwhile, people like a Persian bitch makes a watermelon mocktail. And then everyone laughs and says, oh, that's seriously funny. While she's trying to get you to buy jealousy popcorn. That's Palestinian living. See, you don't understand, folks of America, what the Middle East mindset looks like. Although Monovan's wearing dresses now that will let you know how fucked up in the head she is. So she'll wear a solid white outfit, and then she'll fuck your head up by wearing a design copying off of my photographs. My design of the clothing that I like, she copies my shit. But the reality is her brain doesn't think normal because she speaks Farsi. Lied to the audience about speaking Farsi. And that's the form of new democracy. When you're in a big game, you don't lie to an audience. You do right by people. You've already got the money. You've already got the fame. You've already got the attention. You've already got the brand deals or whatever bullshit they're trying to produce out there. So it's your duty to do some fucking value content, not Mr. Beast running down the aisles with money. So you didn't really think that video Gary produced, which was a complete hoax, by the way. You don't want to trust a lot of what Gary's producing in recent production. He said Mr. Beast doesn't care about money. And then he shows Mr. Beast holding millions, $100,000 and running down an aisle in grocery stores. So does the words match the actions? No. But Mr. Beast knows that Gary Vee has 45 million followers, and Gary Vee's going to take the bait so that he can put Mr. Beast in jail. That's how catching a criminal works. Mr. Beast lied with Logan Paul in a podcast saying that Gary Vee worked in collusion, espionage, or insider trading when it came to NFTs. He called me up one night at 11 p.m. Why would Gary Vee call you up at 11? That's a lie. That's how the youth think about business, is they think that nothing can touch them. So we saw that with the cryptocurrency bullshit. So what we're dealing with is a mirage of leadership. So let's talk a little bit about this. If I had the speech in front of me, I could do it. But the result is I'm not gonna do anything to the speech. Let me show you how I could read. I'm gonna read out of this book. And I'm going to, well, this is actually not a good book to read out of. I'll just read out of the book. Hello, America, and thank you so much for joining us today in this podcast, Vision Podcast. We are here to unite the country and to let you know that we are united in the United States of America, and that we must work hard to unite everyone and bring us all together to be a good community of working for community. And we are going to do our best to bring information as quickly as possible without thinking anything more than just delivering information in our opinion, because we're really intelligent. We will fight for the troops of America. Good night. That's literally the speech. And I just made that up. That was a stupid ass speech, by the way. Now I'm not going to do anything. That's Biden, and that's Kamala, and that's everyone in the Democratic Party. So it's like giving you promises. This is what we've always talked about with politicians. Promise, 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 all tied to a dollar amount. Dollars go into the pockets of Democrats. And I'm talking rich Democrats. Little tokens go to the poor people, just enough to get people thinking that they're doing right. And then they bring in these bad black, and I'm specifically speaking to this black personality. It's a weird culture that you see in Al Sharpton, those types of individuals. Black people don't even like them. The we shall overcome bullshit arm holders. That's dumb. What are you overcoming? Your insecurities? That's not how you overcome insecurities, because you're insecure to talk to somebody, to do something honest in your life. You're all a bunch of criminals and crooks trying to do the wrong thing while telling people you're doing the right thing. And that's a mirage of creation, of trying to manipulate you into thinking things are real when they're not real. So all this money is going to dropping in the streets, is what she said. Do you think that maybe that money that you're putting in is going toward the campaign of Obama? There's a lot of secrets behind the scenes that you don't know about. So they tell you they're going to do this. Okay, so they give the money out to these people. They either half-ass the job to make sure you know that they've done something. They do media broadcasting associated to the thing that they didn't do. And so it's basically like a king and a queen being carried on someone's shoulder, waving to an audience, and then doing absolutely nothing but except go to the beach. The president, we're in the middle of election year, and your fucking lazy ass is going to the fucking beach. He's got the Republican National Convention coming up, and his fat ass is laying on a beach. You want to be retired? Go be retired, you prick. Kamala Harris, same fucking thing. Oh, you would think we just fell out of a coconut tree? That line right there. What we can't be burdened by what we are burdened by from the past and the burdens of the future. I'm sorry, but you make no fucking sense and you have nothing to fucking say. And we're not going to listen to you try to, if the population is decreasing, why are you promoting reproductive freedom? Why are you promoting reproductive freedom versus the fireman's box, safety for education of mothers, and focusing on promoting mothers on the internet who abuse children? Because that's a Democrat right there. People were glad that Bella died because now they have less competition. And that's the mindset of the modern mother and the modern existing of what democracy with the shitty ass leadership team brings us. No compassion, no feeling of any sort. Dead people walking. While the mother says, I need. Oh, I'm sorry. Bella is dying, not you. Bella is dying. Now she's going to go post about it so that she can feel uplifted about a child's death. I have methods for my experience. Some of you know them, and we're utilizing it. That's my child that died. My baby died, not yours, bitch. I cared for that baby. I cared for her. She loved me and I loved her. That's my child. And they made that video picture go into my feed today to try to stop the Republican Party. And all it did was bring me more fuel to expose you all, including the mother, of how you disintegrated her life into what it was. So don't you fucking try me, motherfuckers. Moving on to, what was this whole conversation about? Mirage illusion, meaning this mother of Bella is faking sadness. She's thinking in her mind, now I'm free. Look at my platform now. Now she's going to create a whole image and brand off of a mother who lost a child. She'll probably even start a campaign. It's like really disgusting. And try to make money off of it. The problem with that is that she has no emotion and she doesn't actually want to help people or learn from it. And then you, as dumbass Americans or dumbass people, because you're working in the fart cloud, are like, I'm the bad guy. No, she's the fucking bad guy. That bitch and the father are the bad guys. And honestly, she didn't really look that sick. So it's crazy to me that it turned for the worse. Like even now I'm like, did she really die? Did she really die, or are they just posting that for publicity? I don't know. Because you can't trust an influencer. There's another kid that was that little boy who looked like a man, an old man. They told us he died, and I still don't believe he's dead. And he's from some other country. So that's what we're looking at when it comes to this new world democracy. And the fact that you as people don't want law and order, because why? Because you want to go look at prostitutes and titties and buttholes? Because you think that you can't abuse people the way that you want to abuse them? because you want to be a bully and want to enjoy being a bully. And so if there's law and order and expectations of integrity, you won't be able to bully everybody, because that's really where we're headed. Because these people are already fucking rich. They don't have repercussions for their actions. Go look at Mona Van's platform. She's a fucking cunt. She ain't got nothing to fucking say. She fucking ruins people's businesses and lives and then says, I'm sweet. She's trying to ruin VeeFriends and Gary's career. Don't get me started on that. That's Democrat. Gary Vaynerchuk is a Republican. His mother likes Ronald Reagan. And Nancy. Which there's a new movie coming out. They're going to tell you that he's a Democrat because he was Hollywood. He was a Republican fighting communism, which is who? Democrat. Everything you're watching now is called communism. Marxism, communism. See, these kids like that because they don't have pain in their life, because they don't got no emotion inside. You raised that shit, but guess what? Obama raised that shit. And that's why they always talk about it takes a community to raise a child. So Obama thinks he's sitting over there high and mighty and sitting pretty. And the kids are beating the shit out of him now. During the 7-year period from 2015 to 2001, we all observed the following changes. The explosive growth in podcast listeners. Never listened to a podcast until I met Gary Vee. Seriously, I never listened to podcasts. The increased maturity of the direct-to-consumer space. I don't trust any of these people, so I don't buy from Mr. Beast. I don't buy from these people. I don't like any of these people. There's nothing about their brand that is appealing to me. Nothing. No. Nothing. The mass advancement of influencer marketing. When you hold up something, I say, I don't like that. I don't like them. I don't like that. I ain't gonna buy that shit. That's what I say. They're trying to empty out your savings accounts so that they can steal from you and you just keep working. This is a problem when a 23-year-old has a 6-figure income and they're not responsible. See, Mark Zuckerberg had a 400-person business, I think, when he was 23, and they were talking shit about him, but he had logics until he met Bill Gates, and Bill Gates was the one that fucked him over. Biggest mistake of his career, but guess what? He was 23. And Bill Gates had built a reputation of money and intelligence, but he was a criminal. Democrat. The emergence of new platforms like TikTok and Clubhouse. Clubhouse is shit. You can't trust Clubhouse, but guess what happens? I'm going to tell you how it works. The biggest social media people get introduced to Clubhouse, and then they start using Clubhouse with their fan base, and then the fan base starts using Clubhouse, and then they act like it's the new and biggest, best thing because they use it as a marketing tool. You know what? I went into a Clubhouse, and these people were talking about orgies. They even had pictures of themselves getting fucked. And this was a black podcast on Clubhouse. That's nasty. That's the new business. That's Democrat business. So if we're here in this era of this space, where will we be in 20 years, 200 years? The evolution of destruction is the path of Democrat. I don't know how many times I have to tell you that if you don't want to follow the rules and be reliable, and that you cannot be a leader, Kim Kardashian. She wants to party her ass off and then show up at the White House like a fucking whore. That doesn't happen. That doesn't work. So equality in the sense of you want to be who you want to be like that, then you're going to live that lifestyle. See, they want to be little starfish. Like example would be Paris Hilton. I'm a DJ. I'm a wife. I'm a mom. I'm a whore. I drink a lot. Deaf and selfish. So that leaves everybody like this. So she can do it. I can do all that. Well, where does it leave the kids? It leaves you as audience thinking she's a good mom, but she's a fucking shit mom. Everything out of her mouth exposes her for what kind of person she is. She has no connection to those kids at all. And if you have a connection like Paris Hilton to your children, you're a fucking piece of shit. There's no comfort in being yourself with her. There's no comfort in cuddling or being cared for by her. Do you not know what it means to be a mother? Do you not know what it means to be a mom? Meaning this is me as a mother protecting my little babies. Now, I want to remind you that Paris Hilton did not give birth to those kids. Kim Kardashian didn't give birth to 2 of her kids, and neither did Khloe Kardashian. That means they're not her kids. They already have a weird relationship with their other kids that actually gave birth to. They have a weird relationship with people in general. They show you what entitled delusion looks like, and they don't do shit but go get their fucking fat rolled out and bring down the United States of America. They bring down the United States of America so that they can feel big about themselves. So that means we're down here. This is as high as you're going to go before she pushes you down. And Motivan's even further down. So we have all this capability of education on emotionally evolving ourselves into strong Americans. And they don't want us to be emotionally intelligent or emotionally stable because they're not emotionally stable. They're mentally ill. They are mental, like literally what color room do you go into when you go into a straitjacket and you're going to a mental facility? A white padded room. What color is Motivan's house? White. What color clothing does she wear? White. So what is it like for her on the inside? So you tell me how she's going to be speaking for you at VCon at a business meeting. And other women just like her, and they're probably all going to be wearing white. That's called Middle East. I don't know which ways I need to talk to you about this. This is fucking common sense. Common sense, Republican. I think we just uncovered some really big shit. And that makes me happy. Other things I want you to pay attention to, which I think are fucking hilarious, is the way a man interacts with a woman on these platforms. It's not normal. It's not real. It's fucking weird. And it's fucking disgraceful. The one relationship we'll bring up is the way Paris Hilton is literally married to herself. So that girl has a dude, I think it has some other girl that is in love with him. There's another girl that's in love with that guy. And this breaks her heart that he's with her married. But they don't like each other. They don't like each other. He tries to kiss her and she turns away. She's married to herself. He annoys her. It's like she wanted to be married to someone like Travis Barker. Or Eminem or something like that. But they all fucking hate her, so she had to go down some path. Reminding you that they did not have sex to conceive those children. So she's probably either having sex with someone else. God knows who would sleep with that. Or she is not having it at all. These women don't like sex. They only like the mirage of sex. Kamala Harris tries to be sexual on pedestal. So does AOC. So does Jasmine Crockett. It's like they're strippers acting like leaders. We're fucked. We're all fucked, okay? We're pretty much fucked because you as a United States of America won't wake the fuck up. Yet, not yesterday, 2 days ago should have been your fucking awakening to what the fuck is going on here. I mean, literally, you cannot be this stupid. You can't be this stupid that you don't realize that the Democrats are using the judicial. I even want to fucking laugh. I want to fucking laugh because you're not falling for it. But why isn't anyone doing anything? You want to know why I want to laugh? I don't want to laugh at the fact that Donald Trump is going through all this shit. I'm laughing at the audience for falling for it. And then an influencer thinking that everyone's looking at them, that they're fucking intelligent when they're fucking dumb as shit. That's why I want to laugh. I laugh when I see Donald Trump go like this out of so much pride that I emotionally cannot handle it. How much strength that he has, it makes me laugh with joy because I'm so proud of him. I don't want to bring you down. I want you lifted up because this shit shows you that he is a target for the Democratic Party because they know that he knows what they're doing to you as an American citizen. The collaboration with Hamas, the collaboration with all the toxic Hollywood and all the toxic influence. They are in cahoots with the Middle East, the Democrat Party are. Qatar. America is not Qatar. We don't fucking like you, Qatar. We don't fucking like you, Saudi. You don't have a brain. Let me tell you what Saudi Arabia did. They want to praise Allah. And it's hot in the desert because they drained all the resources with their nasty fucking energy because they're so fucking dead inside. They're horrible people. Boring, dead, and then they're going to try to talk emotion. That's Motivan. Dead. Umbrella. So these umbrellas open and close. And then they spray water. And they spray water on you as you walk by. Wow, that's great. No solar panels on top. Completely pointless for the rich. No assistance to humanity. Just so they can get a cover up with government money to spray the rich down so they don't get too hot. You don't want your face to get hot. Okay. That's helpful. Thanks for letting us know. The problem is you didn't think, because that's how dumb you are. Can you see where I'm going here? They didn't think to put solar panels on top to use the sun to source energy to give light. They just put umbrellas that opened and closed so they could control it and then control the water that comes out. Reminding you that Saudi Arabia uses our farmland because of the Democrats while using our water to drought our American farmers because Saudi Arabia is paying the government more money. because you all do not care about people. You care about yourselves. And the world has become so fucking entitled and so fucking selfish that makes me want to fucking destroy the planet. You haven't done shit to show me that you are actually doing anything to advance this shit, except for showing up at another fucking party. That's for the audience. Everyone wants to blame Gary Vee, always. He always takes the fucking blame. You want to know when I'm talking to his ass, I'm actually talking to you. Let's read one last little bit for the Republican National Convention. I hope you're enjoying it. You shouldn't be enjoying it, but you should be pretending like you're enjoying it. You're a young buck working at a company your uncle owns. You have two mentors, Charles, the manager, and Sarah, your manager's manager, whom you closely work with and admire. You're part of a 70-person sales team. On Monday morning, you walk into the office, find out that both of your mentors have left to start a competing company. Even though they want to hire you, you respectfully decline because you don't want to leave your uncle's company. You thrust you into a leadership position at your job, heading to 58-person sales, and you're trying to develop an action plan. What would you do? Start with self-awareness and empathy. Empathy would help you feel that your new team of 58 is feeling. Some people may have wanted to work for Charles and Sarah but weren't asked. Some may have wanted to stay because they enjoy the stability. Others may have asked but decided to stay because they're loyal. Empathy will help build confidence and inspire the team. It would play a vital role in the next 6 months or a year when the situation is murky, especially. It's going to be a rough road to recover from this. I'm just saying, because people are mentally ill. Everybody's mentally ill. Self-awareness can help in understanding how to lead. The mistake most people make when they move into management positions is trying to be like the managers before them. If Charles and Sarah are evil. You may not be as charismatic or extroverted. You may not have as much conviction when you communicate. You might stumble over your own words. Despite all that, you can still be a strong leader. Not every leader needs to be extroverted with high energy. If you lean into self-awareness, humility, and empathy, you can address your differences from the prior leaders up front. Empathy is not a weakness, it's a strength. But it's a strength and a bulldoze. You have to bulldoze it. You can't be like, have empathy for me. That's the problem in the misconstrued definition of empathy, is you all think it's sympathy. It's like, okay, you need to do your fucking job. That's empathy. That makes no difference in what we're dealing with in this conversation. That's empathy. You're not fired. And right now my attitude sucks, but that's because your fucking attitude sucks. And I'm a direct reflection of what you're offering. So are you going to change and have a new curiosity experience of how you're going to make a difference for the team? Because right now you're dragging the goddamn team down, because you're not the only one in this room right now. We got 57 other people who are trying to do their job, and you're a Debbie Downer. That's empathy. So the frou-frou talk is who? Democrats. What I just behaved as is Republican, but that's how you get people to seeing their fullest potential. That's failing, and then that's called the work. Otherwise, you're not in the work. You don't like the work. You don't like the work, or you're not cut out for the work. Because you go up to a serial killer like Monavan, and you go up and act like a Democrat to her, she's going to fucking run your fucking ass over, show you her tits, take your head, put it in her pussy, and then kick your ass out and said, go get me some more money. That's why you have to act this way to women like Maddow. Oh, I have complete empathy for what you're dealing with. But I also know you're a fucking piece of shit whore who doesn't care about the fucking United States of America. You're only out for your fucking self. So guess what this empathy is going to do to her? It's going to put a fucking lid on her bitch ass. And that's part of the game that we're going to be playing this week. So I'm not going to feel sorry that she's crying her little bitch ass eyes out. I'm not going to feel sorry for her. She had a rough day. So fucking what? So did I. I can totally relate. See, when people try to tell you how bad their day was, they try to give you their problems. We don't want your fucking opinions, Rachel Maddow. Everything out these fucking people's mouths is a fucking lie. Donald Trump has done nothing but show you as the United States of America that he is out to assist you. He's out to assist your babies and your infants and your children, and to bring law and order back into this country so that we can all be successful in whichever way we want to be successful. Some of you just want to have a part-time job, and that's success. Because the ultimate success in life is a free country where we live in a unified system of what? Law and order. Even the word unity is being abused. Doesn't mean we have to have the same wants for ourselves. What we want is we want our ability to speak. We want the ability to feel comfortable in our own body, in our own skin. We do not want to be ran over by your fucking bullshit. We want to be free, and I don't even know if you know what freedom actually means. Freedom is deciding this morning if I want to go to the gym or do I want to go for a walk, and being able to make that decision with an empowered choice to make the decision to do either one of what I want to go to. And then when I do go to that place, I feel safe, I feel happy, I feel comfortable that I'm at that specific point in my decision making. Why? Because you're over there bitching and moaning because you didn't want to fucking go to the gym, and I look fucking better than you. Too fucking bad. I put in hours and hours and hours and hours of fucking work to do this shit, and you ain't getting this shit overnight. See, these women want a free fucking ride, and they want their butts wiped from back to front so that they don't have to do shit while they wear a crown, Persian style. That's not business. That's the opposite of business. That's what Democrats are up to, and that's what we are exposing. You want that for your country? Well, we don't, and there's a vast majority in democracy form. We want those bitches out. We don't like the Middle East. We don't like Persians. We want the Democrats destroyed. We want them disintegrated, and we want your movies off the fucking screen. You are fucking garbage. You are fucking trash. We don't like you. That's empathy for the people who are suffering. And it's humility too, because when you got humility, you got strength, you got to know how to fucking work this shit. Because you are so easily led, folks. That's why the Democrats think they're fucking winning. Why Rachel Maddow won't keep her fucking mouth shut. I'm going to tell you right now, she's like a bobblehead robot. Stiff. Hello, my name is Rachel Maddow. Oh, and I think that Trump is mean. Oh. Okay, Rachel, tell us why. Well, because he told me that I was gay and that he wanted me to not be mean to the audience, and I like to be mean. Wow, Rachel, thank you so much for that. We have empathy for that. We totally understand. We hear that you like to be a psychopath, but now we're very aware of what you're up to. Wow! Thanks for listening, because now I can go be mean. They don't stop. So anyway, that's all I got for our today's 49 minutes on the fly.